Hey, y'all, I'm back. I apologize to anybody who was on the last live. I had to cancel it because I was on mute for a couple minutes, and I just decided to do a new one because I can. Okay. But welcome to the Goddess Lounge, or welcome back. I appreciate your membership and I appreciate your support. You know what I'm saying? It means a lot. So I'm here to read this motion for a new trial by R. Kelly and his attorney or his legal team. Yeah, they're trying it. So let's see why they feel justified in getting a new trial. And this is in the United States District Court of Northern District of Illinois, Eastern Division. The plaintiff is Robert S. Kelly, also known as R. Kelly, Daryl McDavid, and Milton Brown, because they're still on the case as far as the paperwork goes. And this is to the Honorable Harry D. Leinenweber. Motion for a new trial pursuant to Federal R. Crim P. 33, where the government concealed impeaching evidence that Jane hired a legal and expert team for the purpose of seeking $13 million in restitution from defendant and falsely testifying about it at trial without correction from the government. Now comes the defendant, Robert S. Kelly, by and through his counsel, Jennifer Bonjean, and moves this court to grant a new trial where defendants' due process guarantees were violated, where the government's key witness, Jane, denied during her trial testimony that she had made a decision about whether she would seek restitution. In truth, excuse me. Oh my goodness. Give me one, my bad. Michelle Hurd, Chrissy Power. Hey, Juti. Good to see y'all. Thank you guys for popping in. Now, I'm reading this motion. Sorry, I got choked up. I'm trying to drink coffee too because I had a late start this morning. I was supposed to be here a couple hours ago, so my bad. Anybody who was here or checking in for that. I had kind of a late night. All right, but yeah, so let's get into this motion. And then I also have of someone, or TikTok, I guess, claiming to be R. Kelly and Aaliyah's love child. And I believe we know that ain't true. But I just want to, we'll talk about it. Yeah, I'm good, Michelle. Thank you. I don't know. Something just got my throat, child. All right. So, oh my goodness. I forgot to move this to the members channel. This is supposed to be a member live, y'all. And are any of y'all members? Because I don't want to switch it now. I'm going to have to switch this. It's supposed to be a member live. I'm sorry, y'all. Why don't y'all join the channel? It's only $1.99. Just click the join button. Click the join button. $1.99 a month. Even if it's just $1.99 just for this month. Because I gotta honor my members. You know what I'm saying? I gotta give them the content. You tried? Okay. Oh, no more credit card. Ugh. All right, y'all. You know what? Don't trip. I'll post it. I'm gonna do it in the member channel, but I'll post it later so y'all can if you want to hear this, because it's a lot of legal mumbo jumbo, but a lot of people are interested in the details of of this case. So I'm just reading the motion, and I said, all my motions are going to be read in the member channel. Let me put the link in here for the join button or whatever, just in case this might work better for you. Let me find it real quick. Dang, y'all. Okay, hold on. Let me get this. How's everybody doing today, though? Like I said, I had a late night. Let me what is this? Oh, okay. Let me find this join button link. It's typically under every description and every video. Here we go. Doing good, Juti. All right. And copied the whole description. I'm just deleting this stuff out. So you all who have joined and are in the bushes, I'm struggling. Listen, I came live to go in the member channel and read this motion. Because, I told, my members who have joined my channel and they pay for that, I told them I would give them exclusive content, including these motions. Now, I do pay for Pacer, and, it just makes more sense to me. So listen, the link is in the chat for the member channel. But since y'all are here, and I appreciate y'all, I'm going to go ahead and keep it public. Even though it wasn't planned that way. I didn't even plan this live. But it's all good. This is life, right? Let me just sip my coffee. I'm still trying to wake up. I know, and it's almost noon, child. All right. So like I said, the join link is in the chat. I'll do another another membership live today to make up for this. But I will go ahead and keep it here right now because I do appreciate y'all and your support. I love y'all. Okay, so let's get into this motion. All right. Motion for a new trial. Okay. Now comes the defendant, Robert S. Kelly, and through his counsel, Jennifer Bonjean, and moves this court to grant a new trial where defendants' due process guarantees were violated, where the government's key witness, Jane, denied during her trial testimony that she had made a decision about whether she would seek restitution. In truth, Jane had already hired a lawyer and a team of experts to restitution package for this court that the government presents in support of its claim that Jane is entitled to a whopping $13 million in restitution. Now, I think if I didn't mention it here, I mentioned it on the live. I just had to delete because I did try this already a couple minutes ago too. But I ain't never heard the word whopping in a legal filing before. But Bonjean, she's something different. So there's a footnote here. According to submissions by Jane's attorney, her expert team, she believes she is entitled to as much as $20 million in restitution. Defendant will address that restitution Jane is entitled to, if any, in his sentencing submissions. Now, the sentencing submissions, the defense's submission was due yesterday, actually. So I'll go in and see if they have submitted that while we're here. I read this, okay? And the government's submission is due, I believe, by the 16th of this month. Within those we're going to see what they suggest for sentencing and some other things. And Bonjean says she's going to deal with this $20 million request in that submission. All right. So moving on in the motion, because the government, Jane had hired a lawyer and expert team to create a restitution package for which Jane paid $55,000 that she seeks to pass along to the defendant, and failed to disclose this information to the defendant and then failed to correct Jane's false testimony on the subject matter during her trial testimony. Defendants' due process rights under Brady, Giglio, and Napu were violated, and he is entitled to a new trial, they say. So basically, scrap all the video, scrap all the audio, scrap every other victim's testimony, which is evidence. Scrap all of that because Jane told us on the stand that she wasn't sure and that she wasn't gonna she wasn't seeking restitution, when we have now a receipt from a lawyer that says they paid more than $50,000 for their services to create a package. Okay, now I gave my opinion on this because I did do a video about it, a regular video, just I think it was an article that I read. And I feel like, well, I'll save that, but let me just continue to read. Number one, so they're giving their reasons. I believe there's 15 of them. Okay. This is an 8-page document, and I'm on page 2. So we're going to read each one of their reasons of why they feel like, they deserve to have R. Kelly have a new trial. Hey, James Peoples, Shody, Aisha, what's going on, y'all? All right, so we're reading this motion. I'm about to get into the reasons of why they feel like R. Kelly needs a new trial, because they are trying it again. Okay. Number one, Federal Rule of Criminal Procedure 33 provides that the court on motion of a defendant may grant a new trial to that defendant if required in the interest of justice. The Seventh Circuit has interpreted the interest of justice to require a new trial in situations on which the substantial rights of the defendant have been jeopardized by errors or omission during the trial. United States versus Cousinar. Unlike Rule 29, Rule 33 confers broad discretion upon a trial court to set aside a jury verdict and order a new trial to avert a perceived miscarriage of justice. But such discretion would be exercised sparingly. That's United States versus Sanchez. Okay, number two, Jane testified as the government's star witness at trial on August 19, 2022. During cross-examination, defendants questioned her about her expectations of restitution in the event defendant was convicted. So under that, they spell out what happened while she was on the stand. The question was, and isn't it that the U.S. Attorney's Office told you that you would be entitled to restitution if Mr. Kelly was convicted, right? She answered, yes. And restitution is money, right? She answered, yes. And you are seeking restitution or will seek restitution if he's convicted, correct? The answer, I am still undecided with that. No, that is not correct. So she kind of answered it twice. She said she's undecided, and then she said, no, that's not correct. But there were also 2 questions. And are you seeking restitution? That's one question. Or will seek restitution? That's the second question. If convicted, there's 2 separate, are you seeking it now or will you seek it? And she's undecided, and no, that is not correct. So, okay. The next question, you haven't decided whether you're going to seek restitution? No. But you know you have the right to seek restitution, correct? That is correct. All right. During the cross-examination, so between her and the defense counsel, they have decided that this little bitty exchange of words is justification to give R. Kelly a whole new trial. Now, mind you, this is for Chicago and the federal Chicago case. We're talking Jane's mother, Lisa Van Allen, Even Daryl McDavid and June Brown, their exonerations are jeopardized with this also. If there's a whole new trial, does that mean that Daryl McDavid and Milton Brown are no longer um, what is the word, acquitted or found not guilty from all their charges? Do they also have to be retried? I believe so. A whole new trial is a whole new trial. All right. 3, Jane's testimony was not truthful when she claimed she was undecided whether she would seek restitution from the defendant. She knew full well she was seeking restitution in an extraordinary amount if defendant was convicted, and the government knew it too. Number 4, prior to Jane's and her parents with the government, they retained the legal services of Boston-based attorney Christopher L. Brown. Brown negotiated immunity agreements for Jane and her parents and further retained an expert to put together a restitution package on behalf of Jane for this court. Okay, and then they want us to look at the billing invoice that they've submitted, and there's also a footnote. Let's look at the footnote. Jane and her legal expert team have no standing to argue for restitution or even to present evidence in support of restitution, as they are not parties to this case. Courts have recognized that notwithstanding the rights reflected in the restitution statutes, crime victims are not parties to a criminal proceeding. And they cite some other cases here, and they say that okay, so I have to go through the different cases they cite because there's reasons. So the first case, Marino versus Ortez in 1988, and the U.S. versus Aguirre. I don't know how to pronounce that. And the United States versus Gundhofer, holding that a crime victim lacks Article 3 appeal under the MVRA. United States versus Stower, crime victim has no standing to challenge restitution, standing under the VWPA to challenge the district court's order rescinding restitution payments. Okay, United States versus Johnson, 1993, holding that VWPA does not afford a victim standing to appeal the rescission of a restitution order. United States versus Monzel and United States versus Koval, 2011, and the other one doesn't show a date, but holding that it joins the 1st, 3rd, 5th, 8th, and 10th circuits in holding that a victim of a crime may not appeal a restitution order under the MVRA. Okay, so they're basically saying that they can't argue this. That once this is filed, the victim can't rebut this. This is what they're saying. All right. I'm going to show the invoice after, because it will require me to make some change some screens, and I don't want to do that. All right, number 5. Although Jane falsely claimed at trial that she had not decided whether to seek restitution, the government produced documents yesterday, including billing records from Jane's counsel, a 9-page letter motion from Jane's counsel arguing for restitution in the amount of roughly $20 million, and 2 lengthy expert reports that reflect that Jane absolutely knew of her intent. Okay, I'm just reading this over because I'm wondering, when was this stuff submitted, or is this just something that has been prepared for submission? But let's continue. There's another footnote. Mr. Brown also includes an affidavit which is a little puzzling, as it references Jane's copyright claim and seems to have been prepared in connection with a different case. Okay. All right, so they're saying that that Jane absolutely knew of her intent to seek restitution from the defendant on August 19, 2022, when she testified otherwise. Not only did she know of her intent, she apparently invested $10,000 into assembling an expert team to prepare expert reports that support an outrageous request for restitution of nearly $20 million, as if she was litigating a complex civil case, absent the burden of proof and pesky causation requirements that would be required in civil litigation. All right. There's a footnote. Jane's request for restitution seeks lifetime care for a myriad of ailments that seem to have no connection whatsoever to harm allegedly committed by defendant. Okay, so I don't know what these myriad of ailments are that Jane said she needs a lifetime of care for. Now, I'm confused. This sounds like they're talking about New York to me, but I guess they are talking about Chicago, which is the Landfair witness, the main witness, the one that was on video, the one that was a child when she met him at and these things were going on video. They say when she was 14, 15. My personal belief is that this stuff started when she was 12, because we know how this dude, this is his pattern. Allegedly. I could say, I'll just say allegedly, but he's been convicted. But so I'm going to assume the lifetime care for a myriad of ailments could be sexually transmitted diseases such as herpes, which he has already been proven to have himself, as well as to have passed on to so many others. I'm going to also say, while I'm here, because I might forget, the fact that she's claiming that the amount of money is absurd that she's asking for, I would have to disagree. Can you put a price on, violating a child's everything, rights, body, virginity, giving disease, lifetime of disease, all this stuff? Is it not worth millions of dollars? I would say so. Okay, let me come back over here. I saw Stasia, the artist, mention. Where are you at, Stasia? Oh, yeah. Hey, Stasia. Appreciate you, girl. Okay, so let's get back to this. Number 7, on August 12, 2022, Mr. Brown had more discussions with the government related to filing for restitution. On that same day, an expert report from Dr. Smith of Smith Economics was submitted to Mr. Brown that reflected his lengthy opinion, in which he calculated the value of certain losses subsequent to the injury of Jane. Number 8, Jane, through her counsel, Mr. Brown, paid these experts roughly $10,000 for services rendered prior to her testimony on August 19, 2022. Now, when they say Jane is paying for this, it's really the federal agent, the federales, the prosecution of the government that paid these fees, because Jane ain't got no money. She didn't have money. She literally, I believe one of her other requests was to help her get Section 8, which they did. Anybody, if you need Section 8, Section 8 is, can I have Section 8? Section 8 is great. I'm not saying I'm not judging people or downing anybody who is on Section 8. But what I'm saying is, if you are on Section 8, typically that means that your income is limited, or that you have a limited means to pay full amount of rent, right? So how is somebody like in this position going to pay $10,000 and all this money they're saying was paid to this expert? They got a bill for $53,000 and some change. I'll show that, but Jane didn't pay for that. Number of the foregoing, it is simply not believable that Jane was undecided about whether she would seek restitution from defendant when she testified on August 19, 2022. The documents submitted by the government show that Jane was significantly motivated by the prospects of restitution to the tune of $20 million, and the government knew this. Number 10, as defense counsel pointed out, Jane's motive and bias was a fair area of cross-examination. A motive of $20 million is a particularly strong motive that defendants should have been able to explore with Jane. The government should have disclosed Jane's intent to seek extraordinary amounts of restitution, which apparently was the reason she ultimately cooperated with the government. It certainly was obligated to correct her false testimony on this point. Instead, it sat silent when Jane was less than honest about her interest in restitution, denying defendant his right to cross-examine her interest, bias, and motive. She was less than honest. Was she less than honest in saying she wasn't sure, even though things were explored? They hired a team of experts to explore options. I don't know. Number 11, the Supreme Court has held that a conviction obtained through the use of false evidence, known to be such by representatives of the state, must fall under the 14th Amendment. And they cite Napue versus Illinois from 1959, and then Giglio versus United States, 1972, where they state a new trial required where government failed to correct false testimony by key witness about a benefit he received for testifying, and the prosecutor should have been aware of the falsehood. The result obtains when the government, although not soliciting false evidence, allows it to go uncorrected when it appears. When a conviction is obtained through the knowing use of false testimony, it must be set aside. There is any reasonable likelihood that the false testimony could have affected the judgment of the jury. I don't think that this would have affected the judgment of the jury. Again, because this young lady said that she was unsure about seeking restitution, or that she said no, she's not seeking it, or whatever the case was, does not make it so that she was not a victim in this case. So they would consider this, I think, a technicality. And when you get off on a technicality, the facts really don't matter. The evidence doesn't matter. And then will they be able to bring this back to trial if this is thrown out? These are questions, valid and legit. Number 12, the government will likely argue that Jane's testimony denying her strong interest in restitution could not have affected the judgment of the jury. Even if this were true for the child pornography counts, Jane's credibility was critical in various other ways, including whether she participated in sex acts with her friend Pauline and the defendant when they were underage rather than when they were the age of legal consent. To credit the story that Jane, Pauline, and defendant had so-called threesomes, in the face of contrary evidence, the jury likely credited Jane's testimony on this point. What was the contrary evidence that they presented to show that this didn't happen? I'm waiting. Thus, Jane's credibility was important to this count of the indictment, and her testimony questionable where the defense presented evidence that any threesomes that occurred were after the young women were of legal consenting age. Indeed, in her so-called independent examination with Dr. Cooper, Jane failed to disclose any of the threesomes that she testified about at trial, which is arguably itself a Brady violation if the government had access to that report. In short, the jury did not accept Jane's testimony hook, line, and sinker on all matters. Thus, testimony that could have further impacted her credibility, such as her motivation to shape her story in ways that were not entirely honest because she stood to gain significant restitution, as did her friend Pauline, was material and could have affected the judgment of the jury. Number 13, although defendant will raise this issue in his sentencing memorandum, restitution is not meant to be a substitute for emotional distress damages or punitive damages. The inherent and primary purpose of restitution is to compensate the victim of crime rather than to affect the criminal in some way. Restitution is not intended to be punitive. And they cite United States versus Newman. 1998, awards are designed to compensate victims for losses rather to serve retributive or deterrent purposes. So there, this is where I continue to have a problem when these defense attorneys try to come caping for these disgusting pedophilic criminals who are preying on children, violating children, giving children diseases that they can't cure, and affecting them for the rest of their lives mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and want to downplay. They want to downplay the damage and say, "Oh, well, restitution is not supposed to punish him. It's supposed to um, compensate them for losses." Well, how do you compensate somebody for the loss of their childhood, for the loss of their sanity, for the loss of their friends, their family? Like, how do you compensate, and how do you actually measure that? And this is why they hired a team of experts to get it measured. And what the measurement came to was millions of dollars, okay? 13 million to be exact. Number 14, if courts are going to permit the government and victims to use restitution statutes as a means to run civil litigation and compensate victims for emotional distress, or to punish the defendants, then courts also need to consider whether ex post facto rules should apply, and whether defendant has the right under Brady to know if the government intends to seek outrageous sums of money in restitution. It is difficult to deny that $13 million could be a very strong motivator for victim witnesses and could reflect on the credibility of a witness. Number 15, these issues will be fleshed out further in defendant's sentencing memorandum, but for purposes of this motion, defendant maintains that Jane's false testimony regarding restitution and the government's failure to correct it denied defendant of his due process rights, as well as his Sixth Amendment right to confront his accuser about matters that reflected on her credibility. This is bullshit. This pisses me off, actually. This is all they got? So she got this bill. Let's pull that up. Hold on. Hold, please. Hey, Wayne. Hey, Miss Mocha. Thanks for popping in. Thank you, Wayne. I forgot to hit you up, Wayne. Wayne, this was supposed to be a member live, but I forgot to switch it to members, and my people were in here. So, listen, let me pull up this bill. This is so ridiculous to me. I don't know how somebody like a Bonjean even does the work that she does. I don't understand how somebody, just can defend some. I mean, this man was on video, okay? And according to her, I don't even know if she really watched the videos. She didn't even address the videos, really, when she was doing her cross exams and whatnot. What? Oh. Okay. Motion for a new trial. I do not see, now that I'm looking this up in here, the sentencing submission. Oh, I'm sorry. It's due by the 9th. Okay, that's why. So yeah, the defense's sentencing submission is due by February 9th in a couple days. The government's is due by the 16th. So on the 9th, when their thing is filed, or by the 9th, I'll go in their member channel and read that. Okay, let me see. Okay. Here's the bill from the lawyer. Let's look at that. Okay, Miss Michelle, I see you. Thank you for finding the member channel join link. Thank you for joining the member channel. Welcome to the VIP lounge, baby, the Goddess Lounge. Okay, let's look at this bill from this lawyer. So what happened was Bonjean and them got this information, this bill, and whatever else from the prosecution on last Friday. Now, I don't know why they got it. I don't know what the reason, if they asked for it or if it was a part of, them preparing for the sentencing submission. But they did get this information on Friday, and by Saturday, they filed this motion. So prior to them receiving this stuff on Friday, they had nothing to try to get a new trial until Friday when they got this bill. Okay, so here's the bill from the lawyer. Okay, I could leave that up actually. Republicrat, what's going on? Juti, it's insane. She has no conscience. Only thing that matters is money. Exactly. I guess that's what takes a good defense lawyer, I'm assuming. All right, so let's look at this bill. So, number one, my name is Christopher Brown, and I make this affidavit under the pains and penalty of perjury. I'm over the age of 21 and managing member of Brown and Rosen LLC. Number attorney licensed in New York and Massachusetts for over 20 years. Lead counsel in this action, and I make this affidavit based on my personal knowledge. Number three, graduated from Boston College Law School in 1998, and I'm in good standing with New York and Massachusetts Bar. Number four, I practice business litigation, civil litigation, intellectual property litigation, and other areas of law in New York and in Massachusetts. In 1997, I was a student prosecutor at Middlesex County District Attorney's Office in Massachusetts. Number six, I've been an adjunct professor at Boston College Law School since 2002. Number seven, based on I am familiar with the legal rates in my areas of practice. Number eight, in 2019 and 2020, my legal rate was $500 per hour. I should have went to law school. In 2021 through 2023, my legal rate was $550 per hour. I am counsel to Jane, above a caption action, a victim of the defendant Robert Kelly. Number 11, the invoice at Exhibit A indicates the fees and expenses charged to plaintiff for prosecution of the copyright claim in the amount of $54,468. The expenses are reasonable and account for 81.3 hours of time allocated in this case for the prosecution of the defendant and representing RL from 2019 through 2023. I personally prepared the bill for the client. So $81.3 hours of time, costing $54,468 to the defendant, or really the prosecution, the feds, the government who paid this bill or who will pay this bill. Here's the actual bill. And his rate did go up in the latter part because you could do that as a seasoned attorney or any field that you're in. You can raise your rate, okay? Some of us need to look at what we're doing in life, and do we need to raise our rates? I think it's time to raise our rates in 2023. All right, so let's see what they're billing for. April 9, 2019, they had a meeting with Jane in Chicago regarding fact gathering relating to Robert Kelly from clients, $2,000 for 4 hours of time. April 29, 2019, meeting with clients and United States Attorney regarding witness cooperation and interviews, clients 1 through 3. So they met with Kim Fox as well. And that cost $2,500 for 5 hours. May 1st through 15th, negotiation of immunity for clients. So this attorney also negotiated for immunity for their clients. And that was 3 hours of time for $1,500. On May 24th, 2019, this attorney traveled to Chicago regarding meeting with clients, and United States attorney regarding fact gathering for United States attorney relating to Robert Kelly clients 1 through 3, $3,000. So he had 3 clients in this. Okay, I said Kim Fox, and that was a misstatement. I was reading state attorney when it's United States attorney. So my bad. Not Kim Fox. Okay, May 25th, meeting with United States Attorney, Homeland Security, and clients regarding Robert S. Kelly, client 1, 3.7 hours, $1,850. And all of this is before he was arrested. We got to keep that in mind. Got to keep it a bean, baby. He wasn't even arrested yet. Okay. June 18, 2019, discussion with clients and United States Attorney regarding grand jury and fact gathering. 0.2 hours of time for $100. What's 0.2 of an hour? 20 minutes? $100. June 19, 2019, communications with United States Attorney regarding grand jury and fact gathering. 0.3 hours, $150. On June 21st, 2019, communication with clients regarding the grand jury, 0.5 hours for $250. On October 30th through 31st of 2019, and at this point, he's in jail. He's in jail at this point. Discussion with client and United States Attorney regarding waiver of privilege with Attorney Coutron. 0.4 hours for $200. November 13, 2019, communications with client regarding waiver of attorney-client privilege with Mr. Coutron, $150 for 0.3 hours. November 19, 2019, communications with client regarding waiver of attorney-client privilege with Mr. Coutron, signed by clients, video meeting with United States Attorney, clients 1 and 2, 0.3 hours, $150. December 3rd, 2019, communications with clients and United States Attorney regarding waiver of attorney-client privilege, Mr. Coutron relating to clients 2 and 3, 0.5 hours, 0.5 of an hour, so 30 minutes, $250. December 15th, 2019, communication with clients and United States Attorney regarding waiver of attorney-client privilege, signed by counsel, 0.4 hours for $200. December 30th, 2019, communications with United States Attorney Office regarding dash extortion allegations and press release approval from prosecutors, 0.5 hours, and there was no charge for that for whatever reason. February 15th, 2020, communications with United States Attorney, review of filed complaint, 0.6 hours, $250. March 5th, 2020, communications with United States Attorney regarding trial continued to October 2020, $50 for 0.1 of an hour. April 26th through 28th, 20, discussions with United States Attorney regarding restitution, 0.7 hours of an hour, $350. January 15, 2021, communications with United States Attorney regarding prosecutors handling case, $5. On January 16, 2021, there was a conference call with prosecutors regarding additional or change of prosecutors for the trial. Now, this might be where Angel Kroll was replaced, because if you recall, Angel Kroll was the main lead, or the lead prosecutor for this case. And then she was moved to a different jurisdiction and they replaced her. February 2021, retention of Dr. Cooper and Dr. Smith, 2 hours for $1,100. So this attorney was involved in a lot more than just this restitution work, obviously. June 21st, 2021, communications with United States Attorney, upcoming status conference on July 15, 2021, and present status of trial, motions, and hearings, 0.3 hours for $165. October 20th, 2021, communications with United States Attorney regarding additional prosecutors, $55 for that. This is what's called billable hours. When they say you're gonna this is gonna be billed, any conversation, any written memo, anything that this lawyer has done with regard to this case, they bill for. If it's 10 minutes, if it's 20 minutes, if it's 15, whatever it is, they're gonna bill. May 4th, 2022, lawyers announced to visit. May 4th, 2022, Kelly lawyers unannounced visit to client's home. What? Communications with client and United States Attorney about the matter. So Bonjean and them showed up to to the client's home. Which client? Jane's house? They just showed up unannounced? What? And that cost $330 for them to have a conversation about this with this attorney. May 9, 2022, conference with United States Attorney regarding the trial, 0.3 hours, $165. May 10, 2022, communication with United States Attorney to Attorney Bonjean and my office, 0.1 of hour and $55. May 24, 2022, communications with United States Attorney to Attorney for June Brown's request to contact my office. So June Brown wanted to contact them for whatever reason. $55. May 31st, 2022, communications with United States Attorney regarding trial issues with the client. That cost $275 for half an hour. And this is when the rate changed. Okay, it's low. It was $250 last time, 30 minutes, but now it's $275. June 1st, 2022, communications with United States Attorney regarding trial issues with client. There were trial issues with the client. There was a client trying to change her mind about testifying, but there was a conversation that cost $165. June 10th, 2022, communications and meetings scheduled for June 27th, June 28th, and July 8th. That cost $110. Just to schedule a meeting, okay? June 24th, 2022, rescheduling conference with United States Attorney regarding a meeting with $55, 30 minutes. Video conference on June 27, 2022 with prosecutors and client cost $1,540 for 2 hours and 80 minutes. 2 hours and 0.8 minutes, or whatever that is. June 28, 2022, and we're trial date, okay? Video conference with prosecutors and client 2, it cost them $935 for an hour, 0.7 minutes. July 11, 2022, rescheduling conference for July 20th cost $55. Oh, I skipped one. $55 on July 1st also for a conference, for setting a conference. July 20th, 2022, conference with prosecutors regarding client 1, 2 hours, $1,100. July 25th, 2022, scheduling August 5th conference with prosecutors cost $55 for half an hour. July 26, 2022, scheduling conference on August 9th with prosecutors regarding client 2, $110 for 0.2 of an hour. August 11, 2022, social media posting about Jane. Communications with United States Attorney cost $165. So they also reviewed social media posts that were concerning to prosecutors. August 12, 2022, discussion for a potential file for restitution with client, $220. August 13, 2022, logistics regarding trial day, testimony for clients. Communications with United States attorneys and clients, $220. Okay, and then finally, our final two, I think that's the last two, final 2 or 3, August 14th through the 18th of 2022, travel to Chicago regarding Kelly trial, communication with prosecutors and clients, attendance at trial. So this person attended the trial, 30 hours, $16,500. Okay. January 1st through 23rd of 2023, drafting and preparation of restitution package with legal research and review of expert reports and research relating to, and there's a redacted area here. So January 1st through the 23rd, trial was over. The conviction had been had at this point. And this is when the drafting and preparation of the restitution package took place, as well as the legal research and review of the expert reports and the research after the trial. The little bit they did earlier on was only a short amount of it was a short conversation. So for them to turn around and say that all of this was done before she took the stand, that is not true, according to this bill. So the balance here was $43,145, and then there were further expenses that they tacked on, which totaled $11,323. And this stuff had to do with travel, traveling to Chicago in April of 2019, May of 2019, August 2022, flight and hotel accommodations to Chicago, retention of Dr. Cooper, retention of Dr. Smith. Okay, so this helped a lot with this whole case, honestly. And they're like, pay me my $54,468. Thank you for your business. Christopher L. Brown, okay? So this bill is what prompted them to file for a new trial. Does it make sense to any of y'all? Because it don't make sense to me. Let me come over to these comments. It's insane. She has no. Oh, you already said that. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Okay. You already said that. I already read that. I meant. We're not in VIP, wow, Wayne. But yeah, welcome to the VIP, Michelle. Welcome to the VIP. And I will be there later on. Evolve Joseph. Wow, you're pretty early. Yeah, I know it's been a minute. This was supposed to be a member channel live. I keep saying that just because I feel bad. But GT, that's $669 an hour. That total, wow. All she cares about is money. Yes. Yeah, no, Aisha. Absolutely not. Does this warrant a new trial? This does not warrant a new trial. All of the heavy duty work was done after she testified. She thought about it, she considered it, and then she said, yeah, I do want it. And she has every right to seek restitution, regardless if they feel like it's punishing the client or if it's covering losses for the victim. Covering losses for the victim is worth, to me, well over what they're asking for. You made me happy for keeping going. You're welcome, GT. It's all good. It's all good. Wow. So anyway, like I said, like this is to me a waste of paper, child. A waste of the court's time. But Bonjean has to serve her client. She has to earn her coins. If this is paying her, then they have to show they're doing something for this man. So filing this, in my opinion, is more so Bonjean showing that she's working. You ever know anybody that is supposed to be working or they have a job to do, but they just do what's called busy work. They just doing stuff to look busy, or they're just working, doing the motions. That's what I'm thinking. This is what this is for me. Let me pull up this woman who says that she is the love child of R. Kelly and Aaliyah. Let me pull it up. I believe, where was that? On the Shade Room? Because because there is a young lady who looks just like Aaliyah and who people have speculated is their daughter. Supposedly Barry Hankerson raised this child. But let me see. Oh, yeah, it's also on my community wall. I guess I should have looked it up there. You guys make sure you're visiting my community wall on YouTube, as well as, I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram, mostly for story posting. But I do post on the community wall pretty much a couple times a day, usually, but pretty much every day. And it's my blog. I've been blogging for a very long time. Oh, I also need to give you guys, I have a backup channel now. I've been posting there, test it out. But it's Blaze Adams 24/7. Adams with a Z on the end. Oh, no, it's not a Z on the end. My bad. It's an S. But let me see. Where is that post of this woman? I'm going to have to post a link for that channel, though, because when you search it, it's like it doesn't show up because it's so cold. Such a cold channel. Okay, let me go to my community wall. It's let me put the name here, but I don't. It's Blaze Adams 24/7, and I actually have. So I have two. I have two other YouTube channels under this name. Okay, one of them will have. You'll see like a microphone because I had a blog back in the day, like 2010, and I used to post it on YouTube. Also, it's just audio, but there's another one that only has like two videos up. One of them is the China spy balloon story, and the other one is about, what is the other one about? Oh, I think it's about the housewives. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills husband, Tom Girardi, was indicted a couple days ago, and I posted about that because that's going to be my channel to post TV stuff, reality TV, because I watch some reality TV. So I'll probably be posting about like the Real Housewives and other reality shows and whatever else I feel like posting over there. Shody. She's just doing this to pacify R. Kelly supporters. Exactly. Ding, ding, ding. Boom. That's exactly what I believe this is. How long does the judge have to respond? I don't know that the judge actually has a time frame that they have to respond, but typically the judges respond to these things within, a few days. But that's usually when like the trial is going on and they're pressed for time. Now this, I'm not so sure because she also mentioned she's going to be addressing this in the sentencing submission, and that's not due until the 9th. So the judge may very well wait until he gets the submission, the sentencing submission, to make a decision. So I would say, between now and probably the 10th or 11th, we might hear something, or the judge may even wait until he gets the government sentencing submission the 16th to make their decision. I don't know. I doubt the judge is going to overturn this whole case for this. I'm not an attorney, as y'all know. I don't claim to be one, but I'm a thinking person. My reading comprehension skills, are, I think, pretty damn good. Not perfect in any area at all of my life or as a person, but I think I can read and understand what I'm reading. And from what I read, this is not justification for a new trial at all. Again, there were 3 defendants in this trial. 2 of them were exonerated, right? So if they were to turn over the last trial and redo a new one, or to say, we want a new trial, those other 2 defendants would also have to participate. I don't think they could separate the 2 and say, okay, well, you guys are good, but we're going to just deal with R. Kelly. They're going to have to retry all of the people. All the different witnesses are gonna need to come back. I mean, it's a mess, okay? And we know some of those witnesses did in the first place. Remember, what was his name? Charles Freeman. You think Charles Freeman wants to come back and get put up under the microscope like that again? No. Okay, let me pull up my community wall. Okay, this actually shows I'm live. Y'all got to come over here. Like my member channel post. I posted this morning, and currently on Law and Crime Network, they are live streaming the murder case for rapper XXX Tentacion. As y'all know, he was murdered during an armed robbery. It's really sad. And that is actually happening live. So I thought that was interesting. So I posted that up in case anybody was interested in that. The little bit that I was listening to was actually real juicy. I think it was opening statements. I also posted about Quavo and Offset getting into a fight backstage at the Grammys. They're saying it was just an argument, and because they have Cardi B on video telling them that they both wrong and to stop it and all that. That was kind of the proof that it actually happened. And yesterday I actually posted a commentary on that Jay Prince family interview with $1 million worth of game. So if y'all want to hear my actually go through the interview and we chop it up. Okay, so here we go. Young woman is claiming to be the secret. Oh, I done scrolled off the page. Give me a second. Let me bring it back up. Okay, I was trying to make it bigger. Young woman is claiming to be the secret biological child of R. Kelly and Aaliyah. Let me go to the link. Okay, I have to stop sharing to do that. Well, let me try it. Let me go to the link. Share this tab. Oh, they added a new button. Okay. You feel spoiled, Juti? Everybody deserves to feel spoiled at least, once a day. You should have a spoiled moment in your life. If it's not somebody else, spoil yourself, child. All right, so who is this woman? Let's find out. Let's see what she's talking about.
She needs to guys.
Wait, hold on. Let me
know how it can get. Name is Love. My given name. I am the biological daughter of Aaliyah Houghton and Robert Kelly, R. Kelly, and I just want to tell my truth and also tell my mother's truth, because I feel like time and it's needed. But I just want the world to know. I feel like people guys know how it can get. Name is Love.
What?
My given name.
Let me listen to this again.
I am the biological daughter of Aaliyah Houghton and Robert Kelly, R. Kelly, and I just want to tell my truth and also tell my mother's truth, because I feel like it's time and it's needed. But I just want the world to know. I feel like people guys know how it can get. Name is Love. My given name.
Okay. So she wants to tell her mother's truth. She wants to there's no resemblance, not to R. Kelly, not to Aaliyah, not to a combination of the two anywhere. His hazel eyes. Why, especially during Black History Month? Doesn't look like either. Yeah. I don't, Hazel E, shout out to Hazel E. She left a message under my community post saying, let me pull that up and read that message. Let me read her message. Okay. Hazel E. Shout out to Hazel E. I think she's just a young girl who is hurting and a big Aaliyah fan. As a young girl, I used to draw pictures of Aaliyah too, and I would fantasize about meeting her and becoming friends when I was bored. Yes, I admit it was weird, but I was a lonely child and depressed and going through a lot of pain, and I used to fantasize as my escapism from my reality. I think this is what this girl is doing, but she took it to a whole nother level. Perhaps she has had a mental breakdown and became impulsive and and made and posted this video without thinking clearly. Um, that could be very well the case. I mean, to me, I would say there is some type of mental situation happening. Hazel E is right. Hazel E, Hazel E. Now you saying she lying? You had such an empathic post that I just read. I didn't know you were here, and now you saying she lying. She lying. So you had a change of tune. It sounded like you were being sympathetic, but now you like she lying. I gotta find this girl. Should we find her TikTok? Maybe she has a story. Let me look up her TikTok. Let me look up her TikTok. What is her TikTok name? They supposed to put the dang TikTok name in. Oh, here it is. I am Legina Gold. Okay, let me look it up. I got my TikTok up too. I am Legina Gold. Is it Legend Gold or Legina Gold? Let me see. People are like, put some respect on Aaliyah's name. Let me see if I can find her page. I think it's Legina Gold. Okay, I think I found her. Ooh, child. Okay, let me share this page. Network error. Hold on. Let me stop sharing. Oh shoot. Okay, let me pull it back up. Okay, we got the girl's TikTok. Now where did she talk about? There's too many videos. Let's see. I'm not a celebrity. Body my okay. She just started this. Okay, here it is. Here.
Okay, y'all. My name is Love. My given name. I am the biological daughter of Aaliyah Houghton and Robert Kelly, and I just wanted to and tell my mother's truth because I feel like it's time and it's needed. I feel that I went through so many things as far as keeping this identity and then living with different family members that was there to the industry. You guys know how it can get. And I just want the world to know that the best part of me and also extension of my mother, Aaliyah Houghton, I been shipped around or constantly as far as when I was younger because of who my father was and what he did to her and also many other little girls I don't know around the world, but other little girls. And I was aware of both of them at one point in my life. Um, as far as my dad, I I don't want to call him a dad because he wasn't there. When his trial happened, he abandoned me with somebody else to take care of me, and especially after my mom died. I'll go into further detail. I just want the world to know that she is my mother, and I don't really want people to know he's my dad, but unfortunately, he's a part of my half of me being here, and but I just want the world to know. I feel like it's people need to understand how much she endured as a woman and how much she went through in carrying a whole child here and have to not be a part of her child's life because of some people she knew that was grimy or slimes, essentially. And I want to show you guys a picture of us when we was younger and my grandma, and also here. I'll come into details because I held it in for so long that it was hard to talk about because essentially I thought I was going to get in trouble for so long. And this is me with my mom and my grandma.
What the heck?
I'll get some more details. I'm just.
Wait, look to that picture.
This is me with my mom.
Can't see it with the play sign in the middle. Okay, so that's, let me see.
And my grandma.
Her mother and this little girl who does look like this lady. Is she photoshopped in that picture? And even if she is in the picture, does that mean that Aaliyah is her mother? You know how many pictures of my son when he was a baby he took with all kind of stars because he was so cute? He's so cute. Mayweather, everywhere we went, we got stopped. The mall, gas station, wherever I was. Picture. Can I have a picture? They wanted pictures with my child. But you don't see me going around claiming these people are his dad. And his dad is not here. You know, he's deceased. So that would be, an easy thing for me to do. Somebody said, I ran to these comments so fast, I tripped over my own damn feet. Somebody said, you mean Sealy. That's wrong. Somebody said the Aaliyah drawing in the back. Oh, she has an Aaliyah drawing in the back. Somebody said, you are a liar. Well, I see Kels by the eyes, but I only see Aaliyah on the wall back there. Her biological mother somewhere watching this video and giving her the side eye. Baby, I flew spirit to the comments. I think Instagram and, well, really all the social medias, people are literally comedians, okay? So let me see what y'all are talking about. I saw some comments. Yeah, it did sound like she was reading, huh? Hazel, yes. Did you read my next comment? I am sympathetic. You were sympathetic in the comment I was reading on my community wall. And I think there was another comment. But I know you have a big heart, Hazel. You have a huge heart. Let's see. She says she was born in January of 95, which makes her conceived in March. Aaliyah went on BET in October of 94, months later with a flat stomach. They found her actual mom on TikTok now, and they look alike. Oh, they found her mom. Oh, really? I wonder, how do you feel as a mother seeing your child on social media claiming that somebody else is their mother? I have my son has a coworker who he calls mom at work. It's his work mom, I guess. So anytime he posts something, she's up under there. Hey, son, I don't like it. I don't. And I know it's just a work thing. But and he goes back, hey, mom, I'm like, oh, no. And I jump in the comments, hi, son, in all caps. It's like I'm fighting for my son, but it's I don't know. I just have a thing about it. The lady's cool and everything, but that's my son. I birthed that child. I took care of that child. Still take care of that child. You know what I'm saying? Even though he a grown man, that's my son, my child, my baby. So I can't even imagine how that must feel. Somebody's denouncing you as their mother and saying that this star is their mom, who is no longer here. She photoshopped herself in that pic. Find that TikTok, Miss Hazel, and listen. Email me the link if you find it. GoddessDawnSpeaks@gmail. Please. You know I'm messing with you, Hazel. A work mom. Yeah, he got a work mom. That's different as an only child. Only child moms extra extra. Exactly, because my son is an only child, as am I actually, and I don't play that. Shoot, that's my son. um, yeah, this is crazy. It's sad. Also, I think it's sad. Somebody said you have Aaliyah's lip. Look at that drawing in the back. Same lips. They keep talking about this drawing. Let me look. Oh. They are wrong for that. Oh, I guess she drew that, huh? Wow. This poor child. What else does she talk about on her TikTok?
Okay, y'all, I am back. My name is Love. My real name is Love. I just want to say to the people that want to keep saying, "Oh yeah, you're lying" or have a mental illness. Look, the thing is, I don't know, my parents may fool a lot of people, but I don't have that issues. I am sane. I know how it sounds because y'all want to say, "Oh yeah, they're celebrities," but they're people. In my life, I grew up with them being people. Do you understand how it feels to hear that your dad was a monster from your teachers and you wasn't supposed to say nothing because that's what they told me, not to say nothing, or I'm gonna get in trouble, or my mom or anybody else. And it was traumatizing because my class, we was singing "I Believe I Can Fly," and my dad, he wasn't always there. He was busy. He was extremely busy, so he wasn't there. I remember singing that song, and I wanted to tell him so bad, and then we did, and then my teacher was talking to another teacher and said, "Yeah, your dad is a monster," and then that was when the trial was happening, and that was the last time I saw him. And I remember just being very traumatized because I didn't see my mom for a long time, and nobody could tell me where she was at. And I'm not trying to cry, but that's facts. And then from my mom before then, I would see her on TV, and I missed her so much because too, as their dad is a grown man, and I just remember just like seeing her on TV, and then my grandma or one of the babysitters yelled at me saying, not to say that, not to call her my mom. And I just remember always seeing her on TV and how she just always acknowledged her mom, her dad, her brother, and her fans. And I'm like, what about me? And it wasn't her intentions to hurt me. It wasn't, but I think she knew already from her songs, if you clearly listen to it, or even Journeys to the Past. Like, it just was hard from my standpoint because I couldn't be like normal people and how their families too, or go places a lot. And I'm not trying to cry. It really hurts me too. It's just the real truth, my truth, and I just want the world to know that she's my mom because I need to honor her.
Oh, I cut her off early. My bad. But I'm trying to get to.
Okay, y'all.
Hold on. Okay.
I am back. My name is Love. My real name. I couldn't be like normal people and how their families too, or go places a lot. And I'm not trying to cry. It really hurts me too. It's just the real truth, my truth, and I just want the world to know that she's my mom because I need to honor her the best way I know how, and I want justice for her. So y'all can just say whatever you want. It don't bother me certainly. I just want to clear it.
That's really sad. Those were definitely real tears. And there's some hurt somewhere in her, which is causing her to say these things and to attach herself to this reality that isn't true. I agree with you, Hazel. Something's going on I never claimed anyone else as my mother, but I definitely remember telling my aunt I wish she was my mother. So I understand her to an extent, but she's clearly suffering mentally. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. I'm sorry, Hazel. So yeah, this lady is disturbed mentally, in my opinion, and she even addresses this for you. Those of you who say I'm mentally off or whatever, this is for you. But I think she really just hammered the point home even more with this second video. This is like the third video on her whole page. She started, I don't know, how do people go viral when they barely have had even a channel for a few minutes? And I'm sure, is she the only person claiming to be Aaliyah's child? Like I mentioned, there is a young lady who looks just like Aaliyah. And the story was that she was Aaliyah's child and that Hankerson raised her in Atlanta. And there's a whole story to it, a backstory. Somebody sent me pictures and, excuse me, a back. But this claim ain't it. This claim is just a sad story of somebody who, has attached themselves to a deceased celebrity emotionally. So, wishing her the best and all of that. Diana needs to say something, child. Okay, not just maybe she should come out and say no, that is not my grandchild, but she really needs to come out and say more about what is going on or what happened with Aaliyah, what happened with R. Kelly and Aaliyah and even herself. Whether it's to denounce stuff, to confirm stuff, whatever it is. You're right, Andrew. I agree with you. Thank you for saying that because I actually forgot about Diana. Um, she does need to come out. So what else? I think that's it for today. But like I said, I'm posting on my community wall. I'm gonna drop this in the member channel, and so for you members, there's content back that is exclusive. And Hazel, yeah, but my relationship with my mother has gotten really close after my stroke. Oh, so it's all good. Okay, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're better. Oh my goodness, you had me worried, child. Very much worried. I hope you're taking care of yourself. Um, Doing whatever they're prescribing you to do, and also taking care of your mental, your spiritual. I sent you a meditation personal to you, so hopefully are partaking. I think it's a short one too, like not even 15 minutes maybe. But listen, y'all, I'm supposed to be working. I actually woke up late. I might just take the day off today. I'm supposed to be working. I got up late. I was up late. I woke up late. So my whole day is kind of off. You know what I'm saying? Diane doesn't need to bring any attention to this. Most people don't believe this anyway. Yeah. No, Diane needs to come out and say something just in general, though. I hear what you're saying. She needs to come out and say something about something. But this lady has sat quiet through 2 trials, through her brother throwing a bus on Dr. Oz, through all written things, books, and claims. And she's definitely not going to come forward at this point, I doubt. I mean, what else could prompt this woman to come forward if not for those trials, if not for the book, if not for the Barry Hankerson throwing her under the bus? You know what I'm saying? I don't know that anything is going to bring this forward at this point. It's just really sad because she's no young spring chicken, and she's going to see her day, and maybe that's when she'll speak, when she's ready to confess to the priest or whoever, her last rites or whatever's going on, however she ends up before she maybe she'll speak then. But we'll probably never hear it. And, it's just nice to think that maybe she will come forward because we all want to know, right? So I'm gonna end this here, y'all. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Michelle, for finally getting on that member channel. Yes, I will not let you down. It's only $1.99 a month for those considering. I appreciate you greatly. The link for that is in this bio. I'm sorry, in the chat. Oh, my backup channel. Wait, let me give y'all the link for that. Let me get the link real quick. I think this is it. Now you will hear me identifying myself as Blaze Adams because it is another persona. Like I said, I had a blog years ago under this, and you're going to find probably some audio if you just look at Blaze Adams 24/7 of me doing my blogging. And I think it was like 2010 on YouTube. So here is the link to, well, this is the link to the Spy China video, but that'll take you to the channel. This is the link to the spy balloon story, and that'll take you to the channel. So please listen to that video because I think I have 2 views. Subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff, because at some point I might just be over there and not over here. I'm just saying there may be a transition that may happen over time. So appreciate your support and much love to all of y'all. Much love, love and light. I wish everybody the greatest day ever, greatest week. And yeah, till next time, bye.